Guys, so the other day you took a pretest for ELA that went over some different things grammatically. Two of the things that you went over were gerunds and infinitives. So today, that's actually what we are going to start learning about, our gerunds and infinitives. If you go to Planbook and you open my PowerPoint, you'll see this PowerPoint pop up. I'm going to go through this with you and kind of help you out a little bit. So gerunds and infinitives. What a gerund is a gerund is a verb ending in ing that functions as a noun. So things like fishing, swimming, all of which are verbs ending in ing. This slide says a gerund is a verb that ends in ing. We use a verb in ing form as a noun. It is usually a gerund. Like fishing is fun. So fishing is the gerund. It ends in ing. How do you form a gerund? Typically, you can just add ing to the word. So the examples here say working and learning. However, you can have words like give and have where you have to drop the e and add ing. This is something that you have been doing in your writing for years, so it should be second nature at this point. But just a quick reminder to always drop the e and add ing. So gerunds are used to express actions that are real, concrete, and completed. They can be the object of a preposition. For example, we are talking about. Talking is your gerund. And then over here you have infinitives, and they're used to express actions that are unreal, abstract, and may be in the future. So infinitives are words, it's where you have a verb, but you add the word to in front of it. So to go, to do, to see, to jump. All of which would be considered in the future. Both gerunds and infinitives look like verbs but are functioning as nouns and can be the object of a verb. For example, I like reading books and I like to read books, both of which are stating very similar things, only one uses a gerund and one uses an infinitive. Your infinitive here is to read. Your gerund here is reading. They can also be the subject of a sentence. So jogging, which is your gerund, is also the subject of the sentence, is good exercise. Excuse me. Your next example uses an infinitive, to jog. It says to jog is good exercise. Typically, when you are writing, this is the form you would use. However, this one is correct as well. So verbs followed by gerunds are typically words such as admit, deny, miss, discuss, dislike, mind, enjoy, suggest, practice, quit, and understand and consider. For example, verbs followed by a gerund for the word, deny. My sister was denying jumping on the bed. Okay, so denying is my verb, is jumping is my gerund. Then you have verbs over here on the right column that are followed by an infinitive. Those are words such as agree, learn, wish, ask, manage, happen, forget, prepare, demand, need, want, and deserve. So let's use demand. The teacher, demanding to read an AR book was not the best way to get a point across to the students. So demanding was my verb, followed by to read was my infinitive. Okay, so this is kind of what we just talked about. Some verbs must be followed by gerunds, such as he enjoys drinking coffee. You would not say he enjoys to drink coffee. Technically, to drink would be an infinitive, and that doesn't make sense. Rule 2. Some verbs must be followed by infinitives. Some examples. She needed to sell her house. An incorrect example, she needed selling her house. You would not say that. That's not correct. And then you wanted to change that should say class right here. You wanted to change your class is correct. Incorrect is you wanted changing your class. Doesn't make sense again. Rule 3. Some verbs can be followed by both gerunds and infinitives with no change in meaning. That goes back to this slide in the middle column. Okay, all of these can either be hating or to hate. Begin, to begin or beginning, to like or liking, to love or loving, to plan or planning, to prefer, preferring, to intend or intending, to remember and remembering, can't stand, and to, yeah. Okay, sorry, said that. So that's what this one's about. So I hate cleaning, it uses a gerund, and I hate to clean is the infinitive. These next two slides just give you some examples of how a verb with a gerund and a verb with an infinitive, it can change the meaning of the sentence. So I'll just go through a couple. So stop is the verb. If you use it as a gerund, it would say he stopped smoking. That meaning is he smoked for a time, but then he quit. So he used to smoke. Then you have he stopped to smoke. Completely changes it to a different tense, meaning he took a break from something else he was doing to have a cigarette and smoke. He did this. It's right now. And then he stopped smoking way in the past. That's the difference. You have a chart for these, a handful of those. Then what you're going to do is you're going to read this example story. So it says, my friend Bernardo liked to eat McDonald's hamburgers, but he had a problem. He was gaining weight. He decided to go on a diet. He stopped eating fast food and started buying more fruit and vegetables. After a month, he had lost a few pounds, but he wanted to lose more. I suggested joining a gym. Bernardo disliked exercising, but he agreed to try it. Now he exercises every day and he looks better. He's looking forward to losing more weight. There are a handful of gerunds and infinitives underlined within this example story for you. What you're now going to do is go down 2 slides to example story. And where you have the option to type in your text, you're going to use all of the verbs and the infinitives, and then the verbs and the gerunds, and record them. So verb plus infinitive. So if that's the case, for here, my infinitive is to eat. However, my verb is liked. So I would type in liked to eat. And then I would do my next one. You want to try and keep them in order. So liked to eat is my first infinitive. Then I'm also going to have some gerunds where I would do the same thing, the verb plus the gerund. Then I want you to fill this in yourself just for practice. So my friend Bernardo liked, and then right here is eat. You need to figure out if it needs to be eating or to eat, whether it's a gerund or infinitive, and you will just type it right in. Then as you continue, you'll click on this and it tells you for the next 2 slides what to do. So for this one, you are literally deciding on all of these, 1 through 5 and 1 through 6, which form of the word in parentheses you will use. From 1 through 5 and 1 through 4, it's always a different form of do. 5 and 6 are different words. So for number 1, what habit do you have that you'd like to stop, either stop to do or stop doing? Okay, those are your options, and you need to fill those in for all of these. Then for the final homework assignment for today, you get a lot of random words that, with some additions, could be used to create a sentence. So number 1, you get the words, what you look forward to do this weekend. What I would do is I would click on number 1, and it would change to, what are you looking forward to doing this weekend? Sorry, misspelled that. Okay, so what are you looking forward to doing this weekend? That is how I would change that and add some gerunds and or infinitives. You're going to do that for all of the rest of these. So number 2, you'll just click over here and type whatever it is that you want to type to create a sentence out of the words that are given. Again, you will need to add multiple words to some of these to make the sentences make sense. Once you're done with this, you'll turn it into teams, and that is it for the day. We will continue to build on this assignment or build on gerunds and infinitives over the next few class periods. And then after we also hit on some other English skills, we will then have a test a while down the road, but I will make sure to let you know well in advance. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, here's your assignments for today.